Okay, good morning, good morning. I just got done going live. Appreciate you guys getting on there and checking it out. We'll try to do more and more of it. I'm trying to get my GoPro set up so I can go live while it's driving. What's beeping at me? Something's beeping at me. There's always something beeping at me. Oh, let me turn off my GoPro. Apparently that's what was bleeping. Okay. We're probably going to have this drainage on my windshield all day until we get done. Put it on pause for a minute. Okay. So these roads look like excellent. We shouldn't have any problem. But if you do get any kind of snowpack on there, it's going to be the icy, slippery stuff. This car is going super slow. This one's going super fast. See you in a minute. I'll tell you, man, this is like tough. It's tough because one lane keeps going and then the other one clears and then the other one opens up and the other one is just, they keep coming. That's why they need stoplights, but then they get pissed when they put a stoplight in there. Okay, I'm coming over. Okay. So yeah, there was a few, I was able to see a few of those comments while I was live streaming. It's kind of tough to read with the light reflection and stuff. But I think I saw a part where people were talking about the quality of the video stream, and I hope it comes out okay. But we'll have to evolve with it, I guess. There's chatter from the blade of the plow truck right there. Boom, boom, boom. They get to bouncing and then they do a chatter. Almost like a washboard. Right there to your right. See that? That's chatter from the plow blade. We'll have to put this on full. Hit the brakes, hit the brakes. So it was snowing pretty good up here. Here's some more chatter. He probably did that when he got green light. I was able to keep going. Almost forgot to restart I paused it so you guys don't have to sit through the light with me. And I almost forgot to turn it back on. See, like in Colorado, they have two blades on the plow truck. They got one in the front and one on the side over here to your right. So they can clear this here, and then the other one clears that right there. You see how thick it is. I don't think they get enough snow. Oh, they get plenty of snow up here every year, so I think they'd have a system down. I don't remember if I recorded yesterday. Today is Friday the 12th? Yeah. And I don't know. I'll cut this out if I did already say something about it, but there's a Clark motorhome. Closed on the house Wednesday evening. So we now own a home. We just can't get there. We can't use it. Can't go to it. Not until next week. But that, they needed an extra week after closing to move. This is that slick stuff right here. Compact. I wonder why everybody's in this one lane. It's because this freeway on-ramp they should have a yield sign over there. I don't know if they do or not, but people come around that corner and get right in here into this lane, and you're trying to get over. Oh, my other alarm's going off there. I was going to go take a nap again after I woke up, but and I was gonna that's why I set the alarm so I could get up because I didn't want to sleep in, of course. But I really couldn't sleep anymore, and then that guy was plowing, so I just moved the truck. That's when I decided to go live, give it a shot. Subaru right here. Now he speeds up. He does have all-wheel drive. As soon as I get my speed up, though, we'll be able to get around him, clear some of the snow off. I gotta set my defrost. We've just gone full-on heat. So that Subaru messed me up. If I'd have known he was going to speed up, I would have stayed in that lane. He got on there just milking it. These roads are really bad up here. Roads are fine now, as you can tell. So this is 198. This is Little America to the left here. That restaurant is back there to our left. So I don't know the name of it right off the top of my head, but if you looked up Little America in Flagstaff and then looked up Steakhouse, It's right next to it, sort of. It's across the street, but kind of a neat one. The snow gets stuck on the blades and it smears the visibility. Snowing pretty good right now. We got some slow people. On. I didn't have my lights on. I think that's a truck just going slow. Yeah, no matter which way you go from Flagstaff, you will descend. If you go west, you'll descend. If you go east, you'll descend. If you go south, you'll descend. If you go north, you'll descend. Yeah, I think it's just that big truck. I don't know what he's doing. I do want to get around him though. He's going to Phoenix also. Nope. Oh, nice. Wait, not north. I went south. Yeah, see, it's just the one truck. Two, actually. Here's our Subaru again, straddling the middle. Oh, he's not straddling the middle. I think I am. Man, this Subaru, I don't like it. All he's doing is he's impeding us. You have all-wheel drive there, sir. Yeah, I didn't know how to do that live thing, and I'm over here going through the process, and it's over here like had people waiting. I'm like, I haven't even gone live yet. What's going on here? Apparently, they send it out. I guess I don't know. I'll have to evolve at the learn curve, figure it out. And I was looking at it, and I figured it was front-facing camera. But what I forgot to do was take out my tape. I put tape over that camera, and I forgot to tape it up. The front-facing camera. See, for traction, we're good because we're heavy. Defrost that a bit. So we don't have to worry about spinning out. Because you could literally be going straight like this, and then you start spinning, and you turn left or right, you just right into a jackknife. But when you're heavy like this, you can power down. That guy's got some nice weight on the back. With that forklift, he'll have traction. I know I said I was just going to take it easy, and I sort of am, but I don't know, I always seem to just fall into a certain drive mode. I also know these roads are fine. They're just wet. They're slick in spots, but I do have somebody behind me, and I was going to get over, but then that guy behind me would come in, and I'm sure he'd lock me in behind this guy right here. Speed racer, you never know. Doing 65. Nevada. I wonder where in Nevada. I don't know if he has a whole lot of snow experience, but apparently he's reading the highway right. He just can't steer his vehicle. So I think we're going to come right back up here tonight. We get unloaded at 3, and so we're going back to Montrose, actually. I think Montrose, or what's the other one, starts with an M. I'll have to look it up and see. It might be Montrose. For a Monday delivery. Kachina Boulevard, Mountain Air Road. Set my cruise control on at it. Got the cruise set. We're actually using cruise right now. My thumb basically rests on the on and off button. It just happens to be where it can sit, so I can turn it on and off fairly easily. Really easily, actually. I think we're pretty much good to go all the way to the rain. UPS, what'd you do there? Don't pay attention to what I'm doing. We're looking in the mirror and still okay with cruise control right now, but the road is changing, and we'll decide if we're going to turn it off or not. Then I'll probably list this video tonight or this afternoon. As a follow-up to the live one. See you in a bit. Yeah, this morning when I woke up, it was pretty wintry, I think is the word I'm looking for. Snow was blowing, the wind was blowing. It was snowing pretty good still. It was dark, meaning it was daylight, but the overcast was pretty dark. We'll be at the consignee early, so we can hopefully get unloaded sooner, but worst case scenario, at least we can start on time. I'm going to have my son work on the Jeep for me. I want to put leaf springs in the back. They say that if they're straight, you need new leaf springs. So they're close to being straight, so I just told them go ahead and do that. And then the blinker started messing up. Turn cruise control off here. The blinker started messing up. It works, and then it like stops. So I'm gonna have them look at that too. And then they have what they call death wobble. There's 160,000 miles on the Jeep, and some vehicles get a death wobble where the front wheels start shaking. It can literally shake so bad sometimes that like like it's going to pop out the front windshield. But mine didn't do that. I hit, and I've had that at 70, 75 going down the highway, and I hit, I wasn't going that fast. I was probably doing 60. And I think it was on I-25. I just went southbound I-25 from 70 in Denver there, and I hit a little bump, and it kept shaking, like it kept shaking for like a mile. And I knew what it was, but I told my son, I go, you got to look at that too. If we have to replace all that. And he's dealt with that before with somebody else. And he said that they went through it and changed all kinds of stuff. And then the guy kept saying that he's still getting that death wobble. And they did some more research and found out the tires that he was running was the culprit. But I know my tires are fine because mine are like radials. They're not the 35, 33 inch off-road, tires. They're just regular, like, street tires. So I know it's not the tire issue. But so I'm going to take his Avalanche and then give him my Jeep, and I'm going to use the Avalanche to move. Pick up my trailer that he's throwing a lot of snow. That plow truck is. I've had a trailer I bought back in 03 or 04. It's a 2002 5x12, and then I raised up the rails to have it enclosed 4 foot high, and I did that, and I was doing trees, so I'd haul slash with it. It has a drop gate in the back, and I use that trailer for all kinds of stuff. And then I was going to sell it, and so I fixed it up again and sided it with aluminum to make it look like an Airstream trailer, open top Airstream. But and then I didn't push too hard to sell it. I believe everything happens for a reason, and now I need that trailer. That's probably why I didn't push too hard to sell it. I did get one hit on it, which was weird because I never posted it to Facebook, but I got a hit on it, and I couldn't talk to the guy because I was in Facebook jail. Because I said something that the minders felt was offensive. Anyway, yeah, it's a good looking trailer now, and I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. I think we're getting close to where it goes back down. 290 was the end of the Orange Highway. So that's 30 miles. There's mile marker 320 right there. But that was probably an hour ago when I looked. Turn those off. Chains. He's got chains on. I think he's taking them off though. Single axle. He didn't need it though. Those single axles, you only need chains to climb hills. They're usually the first ones to spin out. Single axle, for those who don't know what I mean, is this, they only have one drive axle, whereas this tractor has two. Only one is used 99% of the time, and then you lock in the other axle. Now you have 8-wheel drive. Oh, bummer, flat tire. It's a Cadillac too. Junk Cadillac. SUV. Plow truck. I don't know what he's plowing. Probably the edges. I don't know. Let's get out of his way though. So this live stream stuff, I'm gonna try to give a heads up. The thing is, I'm pretty spontaneous, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I just sit there and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, let's do this. Boom. I just start doing it. So it's kind of what happened this morning. Like clicked into my head and I'm like, okay, well, let's go live. Let's make it happen. So I will try to give heads up, some warnings and stuff. Hey, it's coming on. It's what I mean by evolving into it. Turn my heater mirrors on. Getting some snow and ice built up on them. So yeah, I'm gonna, and then the quality too. I saw a few comments in there, so I'll try to get that taken care of as well. But it'll be an evolution, and then I want to try to go live too as well whilst driving. The plow truck's hauling butt. Brake action here. Are you coming over? Tow truck right there. So these guys can't get moving. I mean, even with the right tires, you could end up in a tough situation trying to get moving. Watch it fly. Send it. Send it. Got my blinker on. It was right before we go downhill. The thing that's tough about being heavy is, like, I'm trying to get around this car coming up on me, and this plow truck I'm coming up on. When you're heavy, you just can't get around as easily. And he's going to the other side. He'll turn his blade around and flick it to the other side. He's doing patchwork. Send it. Man, he's plowing at like 60 mile an hour. Noise. You know, I had the shop foreman for the barn foreman, I guess they called it there, it was CDOT. He's all like, hey, now some of you probably heard this before, but he's like, you got 300 miles last night. I'm like, yeah, so? Nobody's ever done that before. You've had to have been speeding. I go, I wasn't speeding. He goes, well, nobody has ever done that before. And I'm like, well, it was snowing in Winter Park, and it was snowing in Grand Lake. It was 40 miles in between those two places. And then, of course, the snow in between. And I was like, I don't mess around. I just get out there and work. And he's like, oh, well, nobody's ever done that before. I go, he goes, you had to have been speeding. And I go, no, John. 10 hours. I did a 12-hour shift. 10 hours, 30 miles an hour. It's 300 miles. I go, I came in and I got salt and sand and I split. I cleaned off the highways. I came back in. I got salt and sand and I split. I go, I didn't mess around. He pretty much rested in his case. I rested my case, I guess. Not another word was said about it. Chains. He's got... That's a little jelly bean car. That would be front-wheel drive. He had chains on the rear. I can't imagine that little car is rear-wheel drive. Wonder why he can't get traction. So I got this car that's just lingering back there. I just know that if I got behind this guy here, he's going to lock me in by coming up and staying right with me. So I'm trying to get over. I'm right at 75 mph. Turn the Jake off. Stupid car. As soon as I cleared that truck, he squeezed in there. Dude, you're an idiot. I mean, as soon as I could clear that truck, not as soon, just a few seconds after, I started, put my blinker on and I started going over, and he comes right in, just boom, shot in between me and that other truck. Man, people are just so impatient sometimes. What mile marker are we at? Because I think, I know now, that looking at these roads, that they're not orange anymore. They shouldn't be. My Google Maps orange in traffic mode, because that'll tell you where snow's out, of course. But when I looked an hour ago, it was at 290 is where it stopped, roughly. What I do is I gauge between two mile markers. You get those from on and off ramps, and then try to gauge, like if it's at 6 miles, at that length or 6 miles, and you kind of can get an idea. So here we're at 305. So it's still 15 miles of orange, but it's not. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked, but I don't assume that it is because these roads are perfect. A little damp is about it. Yeah, that red Honda Accord Sport has a sport on it. He was giving me issues originally when I was that plow truck. He kept hanging like right there, and he wasn't moving. You know, and I finally was able to get around that plow truck, and he was back there, and then all of a sudden he turned it into sport mode, and now his impatience level has risen. He started making stupid moves, like coming in between me and another truck. I drive a high-powered caddy, so I don't get made fun of like I did to that guy. He has a Honda Accord Sport, as you do the quote marks. You have a Honda Accord Sport. They're not bad. My youngest son, Jacob, I gave him my old Cadillac, my old 05 STS. Here you have it. He always liked that car. When I get older, you gonna give me this car? I don't know. One day I'm like, hey, you want that car? I think it was when I went to go pick up my caddy. I'm like, hey, I need help. What? Well, I need you to drive with me out to Utah to go pick up my new whip. Oh, I don't know. You don't know? Is that what you're going to say to me? You don't know? Well, how's this? I'll go out there by myself. And I know they won't have any problem with me leaving my car there, coming back to get it later. Because I'm not going to drive all the way out there, get my new Cadillac, and leave that there, and then come back in my old one. No way. I go, so you can get that car just whenever I get a chance to go back there and get it. Or you can pay that $500 or $800 that it would be to transport it. I'll go with you. And that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And I wasn't like saying, I told him, I go, I'm not doing it to be mean or anything like that. I'm just telling you, that's how it's going to work. I'll drive that caddy out there, and if I could have caught a ride, I definitely would have. But, like if I would have caught a ride with another quality driver, I've done that with other drivers. I mean, I would have done it if I could have, but I've driven with other drivers. Like, hey, so-and-so is going to give you a ride to Volvo to get your truck. All right. And I just, some of these guys, they're just like, and it's fine. I don't really care. I'm all about constantly surveying the road and looking for the quickest lane and get from A to B in the shortest amount of time as possible without speeding. I read the traffic. I can't help it. I'll sit there and I'll see Like even when we went to go sign on the house, my son-in-law was, he just bought this big old Toyota Tundra, lifted, and I go, what? You're trying to catch up to old Bessie? And he was driving, I was passenger, and he. And I don't know what it is with Colorado, but it happens a lot. There'll be 2 lanes at the stoplight. One will have 2 cars, the other one will have 20 cars. I'm like thinking to myself, why? What's up with that? But anyway, he pulled in there. I go, you do realize this lane's a lot shorter. But that's fine. I don't care. I don't know why Colorado does this. He goes, yeah, I noticed that. I go, you just did it yourself. And I don't know, because like I said, I'm always reading the highway. I'm always looking and checking everything out all the time, everywhere. Even I don't care what I'm driving. It's what I do. And I've driven with these other drivers, and they're just like, they'll sit at the end of the longest line. They'll sit behind somebody who's doing 10, 15 miles an hour under. And after about 5, 6, maybe 10 miles, they'll go, oh, maybe I should move. And they move over, and they're just, and that's fine. But that's not me. Not in the least. Move over, HDS, coming through. I told my son-in-law, Coy, I go, how do you like this big old truck? Because he had a Lexus. I always called it a Toyota, which is what it is, but I go, how do you like your Toyota? And he's like, it's a Lexus. So I always kept calling it Toyota. And now he actually has a Toyota because he bought the Tundra. Well, he had one before, but it was branded different. And I asked him something about his Lexus, and he goes, it's just a Toyota. I'm like, oh, I see. But he had this big truck now, and I'm like, do you miss your little car? And he's like, yeah, I do. And because the truck is so big that it's hard around parking spots, like a grocery store parking lot, trying to maneuver. It's like this. Yours is a lot bigger, but if you're just in bobtail mode and you're trying to maneuver around, I'm pretty good at it because I know what I can and can't do with it as far as the ability to do it. Not whether I should be there or not. I don't really care about that, but I told him, I go, yeah, it's like driving a semi around, huh? Not quite, but similar. He goes, yeah. I go, see, with me, I am driving a truck 12 to 16,000 miles a month. And I'm really well used to it, obviously. I go, but that's why I bought that big old Cadillac. A big engine, big power. I go, and maneuverable and handling and everything else. I go, because when I get to my own vehicle, I want to have fun. I want to be able to move. I want to be able to turn and handle, and that car definitely fits the bill. But, so I told him, I go, big trucks are fine and they're nice, but everything has a place. I go, that's why I bought that Jeep as well, because the Cadillac is, it's a race car, and you don't take race cars in the snow. Even though I did, first year I had it, I put the right tires on it and I drove it, but I was just like, man, it's so, you have to be so careful with it. You know, I'm just going to buy a Jeep, I think. And I look back, I probably should have got me a 4x4 pickup. But who knows, maybe I'll sell the Jeep and buy me a 4x4 pickup. I don't know. Anyway, well, this here looks like it's about it. We're back in the desert. Summertime, summertime, summertime. It was fun while it lasted up there. We'll go back through it again tonight, I think. I'll have to double check. I think I think I'm right. That my next trailer picks up at 0600 tomorrow morning. So that means I won't be coming up tonight. Maybe. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to unload this, take this trailer back to the yard in Phoenix, and cross my fingers that there is a trailer with my number on it. Then we'll be back up here tonight. If not, I'm prepared to say, oh well, we'll just get her tomorrow. But it's the weekend, so... Oh wait, no, today's Friday. Well, maybe I'll send him a dispatch and find out if that trailer will be here tonight. Anyway, we'll call this video good. I'll work better at getting the live streaming thing better. I don't know why. I looked at it briefly. It seemed kind of pixelated, if you will, low quality. So I'm going to look into that. I'll do some research. There's no reason it should have been. I'm using my camera, my phone costs like $1,300. So it's not a cheap tool. You know, it's got 4 cameras in the back. And everybody says, man, it takes great pictures, great video. And I have Verizon, which I've had for 20 years. And I've had unlimited data since the very first time they've offered it. And I've never deviated, even when they told me, lose the unlimited. I go, no, you gave it to me. I'm not giving it back. Like, well then, if you want a new phone, you're going to have to pay for it. Okay, I can do that. Then they offered it again. And I go, oh, well, you got this new unlimited thing. I want to do the best you got. You know, and they're like, you already have it. You've had it ever since we've offered it to you the very first time. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know, I don't know what the problem with that was, but I'll look into it, get better at it. I'll do better trying to give notices to give you guys a heads up next time I go live. This was just spur of the moment. Anyway, so we'll call this one good. Thanks again for riding shotgun with Mountain Man Mike. Till the next time, enjoy. Peace. I saw those food signs. Now I'm getting hungry. See ya!